We will ban zero-hour contracts, end fire and rehire, and give workers rights from day one.
She promised and delivered. This will be the biggest shake-up in employment rights in the UK. Guess who benefits? Let's dive in. Not very often government officials promise at their manifesto that they're going to deliver certain changes and actually did it. Well, Angela Rayner did. She promised the biggest shake-up in employment rights and she delivered. Of course, a little bit of tweak here and there and so on, because not everything will be satisfactorily accepted by the business communities, and then you have a democracy where the House of Lords will challenge certain things that they see to be deemed unfair. But largely she achieved everything she set out to achieve. How many governments around the globe is brave enough to make such changes? Well, the act has become law, and this is what she promised. Watch this.
We will ban zero-hour contracts, end fire and rehire, and give workers rights from day one. We'll go further and faster in closing the gender pay gap, make work more family friendly and tackle sexual harassment, and we won't stop there. It's our plan to boost wages, make work more secure and support working people to thrive. And as Deputy Prime Minister, I will personally table the legislation implementing our New Deal within 100 days of taking office.
And that is exactly what she did. And what she did will shock many of you. And it will be implemented soon. Would you like to know? Well, before we do that, why not do the right thing by liking this video and subscribe to the channel, because this helps to boost the channel so other people may be able to get this vital information. Please and thank you. Let's move on. So what is going to be the changes in 2026? Well, here they come. From day one, this is April 26, family leave rights. Yes, the previous system was not acting in the benefit of family. So parental leave only available after 26 weeks continuous service, and unpaid parental leave required 1 year service. Father or partners lost paternity rights if they took shared parental leave first. That was the old system. Now this is the new system. Paternity leave becomes a day one right. Unpaid parental leave becomes a day one right. Father or partners can take both paternity and shared parental leave, and it doesn't matter whoever takes that first. The government says that qualifying periods were outdated and unfair, and instead it aims to support families immediately, improve work-life balance and reflect modern employment patterns. That is a massive change in employment rights for 2026. Now, move on. Statutory sick pay or SSP. In the previous system, this was only paid after 4 days of sickness. Workers had to earn at least £123 per week to qualify. Many low-paid or insecure workers received nothing. Now the new system from April 2026, statutory sick pay is paid from day one of sickness. Lower earnings limit removed, more workers qualified, and if the employer decided that they want to pay more than the statutory sick pay, by all means please do. I know of a particular company that runs distribution, that sells globally, and that runs a system called Prime, because I know someone who works there, and it is part of their policy. They do not pay their workers for the first 3 days. How insensitive is that? Well, that will change from April, and the government changed the rule because it encouraged people to work while they're ill and penalize low paid and part-time workers. Now the reform will improve health because they don't have to go in when they're sick and probably spread the disease, and it ensures financial security, fairness for insecure workers. That is another major bombshell when it comes to employment rights in the UK. What is in the contract? Yes, redundancy is coming to your way, and redundancy reform. Employers who failed to properly consult previously faced a maximum penalty of 90 days pay. That, some say, is a slap on the wrist. Some employers treated this as a manageable business cost. From the 6th of April, maximum protection award doubled to 180 days pay. That is a massive shake-up. The government says consultation was being ignored or rushed, and this means that they face genuine consultation, strengthen workers' voice, and don't fire and rehire style tactics. Now that I agree with. Whistleblowing is a big thing, and while whistleblowing covers financial crime, safety breaches at work, fraud, etc., there was no sexual harassment explicitly included, and workers feared retaliation for reporting harassment, and therefore they would have to hush hush or perhaps tell it to a friend and so on. From April 2026, sexual harassment becomes a protected disclosure. Workers are legally protected from dismissal, punishment, and career damage. The government says fear of retaliation allowed harassment to go unreported, and therefore this regulation plans to encourage reporting, change workplace culture and practices, and prevent cover-ups. That also is a major changes, and Jets Global View welcome it. Workers' rights go beyond just legal and legislation framework. It goes to the heart of trade union representative as well, and the government plans to strengthen that. Before, what we had was complex recognitions rule and strict turnout thresholds and mostly paper ballots. Now, from 26th of April 2026, the government tries to make the system more simpler. So a simple recognition process, electronic balloting allowed, and turnout thresholds are removed. Now the government says that these old rules suppress collective bargaining and didn't reflect modern workplaces, and the reform aims to modernize industrial relations and improve workers' representation. Again, Jets Global View supports this. Prior to the new legislation, enforcement were split across multiple bodies, and workers often confused about where to go and patchy enforcement of rights. From April 26, Single Fair Workers Agency will be created, and this body will oversee statutory sick pay, holiday pay, minimum standards enforcement. And the government says that enforcement was too weak and fragmented, and the aim is to strengthen compliance, change guidance, clearer guidance, and one place to enforce rights. The government promised and it delivered, and the government continues to show that they'll make workers' rights a priority with legislation and with accountability. The government strengthened parental and paternity leave to become a day one right, unpaid parental leave become a day one right, statutory sick pay, to which Jets Global View welcomes and long overdue, lower earnings limit for statutory sick pay, redundancy consultation penalties. The sexual harassment is another of Jets Global View's favorite, and trade union recognition, Fair Workers Agency created. Now the question is down to you. Sound off in the comment section which one of those is the biggest 2026 UK workers' rights shake-up in modern history, and what it means to you. Which one is important to you? Write your comments below. Let's discuss, let's have a debate, and let's analyze. So I'd like to thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you on the other topic.